As she grew older, her appearances became more frequent, but still measured. She was seen at award shows and major events, often seated beside her parents, watching performances unfold. She spent time around rehearsals and creative environments, quietly absorbing the discipline behind the art. These were not just moments of exposure, they were moments of learning. Without formal introduction, she was understanding what it means to create, perform, and carry responsibility in a public space. One of the earliest glimpses into her emerging identity came through music. Her brief feature on a track by Jay-Z may have seemed small, but it represented something deeper. It showed that her voice, both literal and symbolic, was beginning to exist within the creative world around her. It was a subtle step, but an important one. The real shift came in 2019 with the release of Brownskin Girl from the album The Lion King, The Gift. The song carried a powerful message about beauty, identity, and representation. Within that message, Blue Ivy's presence was not decorative, it was meaningful. Her voice added authenticity, and her involvement reflected a genuine connection to the theme. She was not just included, she contributed. That contribution became even more visible in the visual project Black is King. In the film, she appeared as more than a supporting figure. She symbolized continuity, growth, and the next generation. Her movements, expressions, and presence showed a developing awareness of performance and storytelling. She was no longer simply observing the creative world, she was participating in it. This transition from observer to participant marked a critical turning point in her journey. It was the moment where she began stepping into the space that had always surrounded her. With that step came recognition. The success of Brownskin Girl led to major accolades, including a win at the Grammy Awards. At such a young age, she became one of the youngest individuals to achieve this level of recognition, a moment that confirmed her presence had real value. Despite this recognition, her journey did not accelerate uncontrollably. There remained a sense of patience and guidance. Her development continued to feel intentional rather than rushed. This became especially evident when she began appearing on stage during tours led by Beyoncé. Live performance is one of the most demanding aspects of entertainment, requiring discipline, focus, and confidence. For a young performer, it can be overwhelming. Yet, Blue Ivy stepped into that environment with determination. Her early performances showed effort and concentration. She followed choreography carefully, learning the structure of performance. Over time, something began to change. Her confidence grew, her movements became sharper, and her presence became more natural. She was not just performing, she was evolving. Audiences noticed this transformation. What started as curiosity gradually turned into admiration. People were no longer watching simply because of who she was. They were watching because of what she was becoming. Each performance became part of a visible progression, a narrative of growth unfolding in real time. Beyond performance, another important layer of her journey began to emerge: self-awareness. Public moments often showed her interacting naturally with her parents, sometimes expressing opinions or reacting with confidence. These glimpses revealed a personality that was grounded, thoughtful, and composed. Despite being surrounded by fame, she did not appear overwhelmed by it. This balance is largely the result of her upbringing. Beyoncé and Jay-Z have emphasized discipline, education, and identity. They have created an environment where success is not assumed but earned, and where creativity is explored rather than forced. This foundation has allowed Blue Ivy to navigate a complex world with stability. However, her journey is not without pressure. Growing up in the public eye brings constant scrutiny. Every appearance is analyzed, every performance is critiqued, and every step is compared to expectations. For many, this level of attention could be overwhelming. Yet Blue Ivy has shown resilience. She continues to appear composed, focused, and willing to grow. At its core, her story is not about immediate greatness, but about gradual becoming. It is about understanding identity within influence, finding a voice within expectation, and learning to stand within a legacy while shaping something personal. She is not rushing to define herself, and that patience has become one of her greatest strengths. As of now, Blue Ivy Carter stands in a unique position. She is no longer just a child in the background, yet she is still in the process of defining her independent identity. She exists in a space between legacy and individuality, where growth is ongoing and potential continues to expand. And in that space, her journey continues, steady, intentional, and quietly powerful, with each step bringing her closer to becoming fully herself. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story on Blue Ivy Carter, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the journeys of your favorite stars. Your support truly means everything, and I'll see you in the next one. The evolution of Blue Ivy Carter is not just a story about growing up in fame. It is a story about awareness, pressure, expectation, and the quiet process of becoming. Unlike many public figures whose journeys begin with ambition, Blue Ivy's story began with global attention already in place. Before she could speak, before she could choose, before she could understand the world around her, the world had already chosen to watch her. And within that reality, her journey has unfolded in a way that is both delicate and powerful. Born on January 7th, 2012, in New York City, Blue Ivy Carter entered a life shaped by legacy. Her parents, Beyoncé and Jay-Z, were not just successful artists, they were global institutions. They represented excellence, influence, and cultural transformation. Their music defined eras, and their presence shaped conversations across the world. Naturally, their child became part of that narrative from the very beginning. From the outside, it might seem like her path was predetermined. Many would assume that a child born into such a powerful legacy would be immediately pushed into the spotlight and molded into a performer. But that is not what happened. Instead, her early years were marked by intentional distance from overexposure. While the world was curious, her parents maintained control, limiting public appearances and protecting her privacy. This created space for her to observe, to grow, and to develop a sense of identity that was not entirely shaped by public expectation.